everyone. Welcome back to the Richmond SHRM Rising Professionals Career Launchpad series, where we discuss topics to help rising professionals in the community launch into the future. We're excited to introduce the second episode of Track 3 of the series, which is all about resilience and perseverance, focusing on workplace issues and how to navigate sometimes those sticky situations at work. My name is Sumi Lanu, and I'll be your moderator. I work for the Department of Human Resource Management for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I sit on the board of directors for Richmond SHRM, and I'm also SHRM certified. For the past 3 years, I've been also leading the Rising Professionals Committee. Today, we have two amazing HR professionals, Christina Smith and Telvis Jefferson, joining us to discuss tactics on how to navigate difficult situations at work with resilience and perseverance. Welcome. Will you all please introduce yourselves?
Sure. Thanks so much, Sumi, for inviting me today. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Christina Smith, and I have 21 years of experience in public safety administration, with my favorite role being my current one as HR administrator for Chesterfield Fire and EMS. I'm also the first vice president for Richmond SHRM. I too am SHRM certified. And although I am in a generalist role, my duties are heavily focused on employee relations. I'm happy to be here, and I'm just psyched that I get to introduce Telvis next too. So go on, Telvis.
Thanks, Christina, and welcome to you and Sumi both. My name is Telvis Jefferson, and I am a senior HR journalist for state government. I've worked in human resources for about 13 years. I'm a part of the Richmond SHRM, and I'm SHRM certified as well. I'm also a member of the Rising Professional Committee. And as a generalist, I have a full scope of HR, but workplace issues and workplace cultures is a big part of my job.
Thank you. I'm so excited to have such great experts to ask questions of related to perseverance and resilience in the workplace. So let's jump right in. Do you recall a time early in your career where you experienced a difficult work situation personally, and how did you handle it? We'll start with Christina.
Oh, thanks, Sumi. You know, having worked in public safety for over 20 years, I've definitely had my share of experiences, and some of them have been rather difficult. I have to admit, being a female in a predominantly male environment wasn't always easy, and being a non-uniformed member of a paramilitary organization also comes with its challenges. Throughout my career, I've witnessed, personally experienced, and investigated everything from unwelcome sexual conduct, gender and religious discrimination, just to name a few. For a long time, even if I witnessed something or experienced it myself, I didn't say anything. I didn't want to be difficult. I didn't want to appear to be overly sensitive. I was in the people business, and I really just wanted to make friends. You know, 20 years later, my tune has definitely changed, and I have learned to speak up, clarify comments that I hear or actions that I perceive are against me or someone else, and I simply start a conversation. Telvis, what about you?
A good example, Christina. And I have a really great example as well. This was when I was just starting at a new organization. So I was kind of the new kid on the block. And one thing that I was tasked with is process improvements for my team. And I was definitely eager to implement these new exciting processes, but some of my teammates were not so excited. I experienced everything from aggression to bullying to ostracizing. And throughout that, I didn't necessarily want the situation to escalate beyond where it was or to involve anyone else outside of my team. So I navigated through just kind of building those relationships with my teammates. I think one thing that really helped me is taking into account the perspective of everyone and how any type of process or change impact the team. I think that was extremely helpful, and just kind of navigating through those difficult conversations. Sumi, do you have an example?
Yes. So as I was thinking back early into my career, I recall a time I was asked very personal questions, and being very, very, very green as a professional, I pretended to just ignore them. I should have spoken up and set a boundary of what was acceptable and what was unacceptable in the workplace. And I really think, if you don't take a stance, people are going to think that you're okay with it. So it's important to, make sure that you permit what you promote. And if you promote, having a boundary and things to be off the table that can be asked of you, then you're making it very clear to those that are pushing some boundaries that you will not stand for that. And I wish I had done that earlier in my career. Again, like Christina mentioned, having been a professional for a while now, I have really found my voice, and I'm proud to call it out when I see it, even if it's not towards me and towards others. So, what's the best way to navigate a difficult situation at work, and when do you report it? Christina, we'll start with you.
Okay. The first thing you need to do is speak up. Speak up. It's the scariest thing sometimes. You need to address disrespectful comments or actions in a timely manner. One of my favorite quotes, and that I use for my training with my staff, is, "The standard you walk past is the standard you accept." You need to find the courage to confront others in a constructive way. Make sure that you understand the context and communicate with others with skill and empathy. When facilitating conversations, encourage others to listen to understand the perspectives of all parties involved. When do you report it though? That's really difficult, especially when it's happening to you. If communication efforts fail, if you feel harassed, threatened, or you see blatant discrimination taking place, those things need to be reported immediately. I mean, if you are HR, it's kind of questionable who do you send it to, but if it's not to somebody else in HR, send it to your supervisor, or if you have to go through the chain of command, do that. Just report it. Telvis, how does it work for you?
I totally agree with you, Christina, and I definitely want to add to that, and to also say, speak up for your coworkers. If you experience others in your workplace that are experiencing a difficult situation or inappropriate situation, be an upstander. Don't just stand by. Don't hesitate. Be a voice for others and start to create sort of an upstander culture so that everyone in the workplace feels empowered to speak up as well.
Great pieces of advice, Telvis and Christina. Definitely speak up for yourself, and I love the upstander, so great advice. So as we round to our final question, as an HR professional, what advice do you have for navigating these difficult conversations?
I'll just jump right into that.
Yeah.
The one thing is, we've heard it over and over again, don't be afraid to speak up. But as a human resource professional, you need to be sure that you can follow the guidance that you would give to others. You're going to be faced with this both personally and as an HR professional when folks come to you for advice. Learn how to take your emotions out of issues and think critically, fairly, and always consistently. Be respectful, show empathy, and do not let your personal bias get in the way of your investigation. And always remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Telvis?
So from the HR professional perspective, I definitely say when you're navigating difficult conversations to be organized and be consistent and like you said, plan. As you continue through any type of investigation or fact finding, you'll definitely learn new things, you'll gain additional perspectives, and you may even uncover separate issues. So it's very important to also have empathy and just kind of maintain that trust with anyone involved in the conversation or process.
And finally, I would like to add to that it's really important as an HR professional for us to have an open mind and to really listen to each perspective of the individuals involved in a sticky situation at work, because that helps the individuals and employees really trust HR and know that they're being heard and listened to. And it's important for us as HR professionals to always ensure that we put our own biases aside, or familiarity with a certain employee versus another one aside, and really listen to the situations with an open mind, open heart, to figure out what is the best path forward. Any other thoughts, Christina or Telvis?
No, I think this is a really great conversation and helping each other. I'm so excited to be able to be here and help the young professionals coming into this industry, because I've been there and done that, just like Telvis.
Telvis, do you have any closing
Yeah, absolutely.
thoughts?
Yeah, but just as a new HR professional, these are great starting points when you are just navigating difficult conversations, workplace challenges. I think this is a really good starting point.
All right, we'll go to our key takeaways and we'll start them off with Christina.
My key takeaway would be, what you permit, you promote. If you aren't willing to step up, the message you send to others is that these behaviors are all right. And when you know deep in your heart and from your experience, they're not. So what you permit, you promote.
And my key takeaway from this conversation is, ensuring that you bring an open mind and heart to listen to all perspectives before helping create a corrective plan or a path forward for the sticky situation that you're handling as an HR person. So make sure that you put your own biases aside and listen and be open-minded.
And my takeaway for any new HR professional is having consistent behaviors from HR elicits trust. Having a consistent and thorough process is key, so that when you have to provide a summary or any findings, that they are as clean as possible, and that you as an HR professional can provide the best course of action to rectify these situations.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and thanks for our two stellar panelists for their input. We hope you enjoyed this second episode on perseverance and figuring out how to get through sticky situations at work. Please follow Richmond SHRM on LinkedIn and connect with me and our other two panelists, Telvis Jefferson and Christina Smith. And for more interesting HR-specific content, check out the Richmond SHRM Voices podcast. If you want to learn more about joining Richmond SHRM, please check out our website, richmondshirm.org. And if you have any topic suggestions, feel free to let us know. Thank you.